Today we're edit that. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the CST23 special edition of Torched Ones, the show where we have answers to your burning questions and even hotter wings. Today we're joined by two of the New River Battalion's finest non-commissioned officers, Sergeants First Class Embler and Banfield. Sergeant First Class Joseph Banfield is a Torched One's repeat offender. He was actually on the first episode back in January.
The pilot.
That's right. And before he returns as an MS3 instructor this fall, he's been spending time as a platoon training officer, or a PTO, with 3rd Platoon Bravo Company, 9th Regiment. Is that right?
Correct, sir. Go Blood Eagles. Shout out to you.
And he finished Team Panther, the Phase 9 deputy, in this morning. So they finished the first major FTX, and they're moving on to the final FTX. Sergeant First Class Sean Embler, this is his debut on the show. But he's been all along on the fiery ride in the S3 shop this whole past year as we chase the Capsaicin Dragon. He has been also serving as a PTO this summer, and he has been with 3rd Platoon Delta Company, 8th Regiment. And in fact, this morning, they finished the 12-mile ruck march.
Fear the beard.
Fear the beard.
Fear
nice.
the beard.
Well, gentlemen, welcome to our special edition of the show. How's it going?
It's going great, sir. It's been a while since I've had this much sleep deprivation, writing cards and everything, but in the end, I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Definitely has been an experience. Learned a lot about myself and about the training that goes on here.
Good. Well, then, we're getting ready to transition back to Blacksburg very soon, right? I'm going to drive away on the 9th. I'll see all the new cadets and their parents that night. So as you think about going back, what big ideas do you want to get in the heads of our cadets when they get back on campus?
Just hit the ground running. Be ready to get after it and get back into training. Yeah, just be ready to work and do well, right? So they, we can see them next summer as they rotate through this place, and we can see the progress that we have made with the cadets and the knowledge that we've spilled into their brains. So
yeah, we got a lot of work to do.
I'm definitely excited to get back. Captain Moore and I have been talking about some new ideas we have for the MS1s. More focusing on a lot more tactics involved training versus the introduction portion.
Good. So we got this process of learning occurring on both sides of the table, and we're just going to make it that much better. Well, why don't we get started now? It's most dangerous, this end of the table, to least dangerous, unless I forgot, and we're about to start with the very painful beginning. Let's do it. This is the Truff Hotter.
Okay.
You like it?
No.
I'm not disappointed.
You definitely get some of that truffle coming out. Mm-hmm. This is on Dodge's Chicken, too, which is a Fort Knox go-to location. I haven't gone there very often. This is my first time this summer, and I'm not going back, but that's just because fried food's generally not my thing.
No, right, sir? It definitely messed my stomach up. It was like all this grease, and I'm like, no. Because I've been eating deep back food for the last 3 weeks, so you introduce it into your system, and you're just like, what are you doing to me?
Pepto's
The
your friend.
big potato wedges are pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
JoJo's.
Yeah, good.
So, Sergeant Embler, what has been your favorite part of being a PTO as you look back on all the training you guys did? You cram a lot into 30 couple days. That's a lot going on.
It's actually pretty insane. So at the first couple of days, it's kind of boring and slow. Then you just go. This is go constantly. But I think probably the biggest thing would be the development you see within the cadets themselves, especially once you start tactics and you see them getting the ahas about how things are supposed to actually work on the range. And then they develop those leadership skills throughout pathfinder too.
Yeah, absolutely. Sergeant Banfield, what have you learned about CST that you want to come back and start implementing immediately with the MS3 curriculum?
Ooh, I'm glad you asked that question, sir, because I've been thinking about it since I started the process of writing the SOAR cards, or as the cadets know them as blue cards. But then now that I've gone through the academy here and actually been writing tons of cards since I've been out there, I have a better grasp on what observations I'm making, how to link those to the competencies, attributes, and then the information on the back and what we need to tell the cadets, either on sustains or improves, and just how they're worded and everything.
Well, that's the critical feedback, right?
Right. Yeah.
We're here to evaluate them on leadership. Leadership excellence, of course, is the cadet command motto. You got to have that dialogue, or they're not going to necessarily be able to see themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Is there anything you guys want to ask me before we move on?
Yeah. So you visited me out in Panther one day, and I want to know how true it is that you were gonna come over and like punch me in the face.
What?
One of the cadets said, like, hey, yeah, we're starting Banfield. I'm going to go over there and punch him in the face. I was like, yeah, it sounds like a Major Harrison thing.
It was probably an offhanded comment, and it certainly meant in good humor.
Yeah.
You were the most recent person, obviously, that I found.
Yeah.
I made it a point, and fortunately, with the position I'm in, I have the time when systems are running themselves to go find every single one of our cadets and cadre that came through with the regiments. And I also managed to find everyone except for Sergeant Kent. I saw that one night, Sergeant Kent, but then we didn't get a picture, so I apologize. But I've got a picture with all of our cadre who've been here too, which has been fun. But no, I just wanted to come give you Jolly Ranchers.
Well, in all honesty, sir, I would be honored to be punched in the face right now.
No. Well, I don't know if you guys caught it, but Grace Shimkus has one of my Ranger purses that I made, but I taught all the lieutenants that were with Panther how to do this. If you don't know this technique, I learned it 20 years ago as a cadet. You just get a Ziploc bag, you put 100-mile-an-hour tape around it, and you have a waterproof bag. So every time I'd go, I'd put 20 Jolly Ranchers in here and make sure that I was able to help people out. First couple regiments, you only got one. Yeah. Sorry.
It'll stand the test of time.
So I've been passing out Jolly Ranchers, sir, as learned from you. Cadets have loved it. And last night on the 12 miles, I gave to every cadet in my range that passed out.
That's awesome.
You know, I thought about Hershey Kisses, but you know, in the heat, those won't last very long. And I'd be like, here's the.
Yeah,
fair, some of the Jolly Ranchers didn't do so well in this.
Dude,
yeah.
I have Jolly Ranchers that were in the truck in the bag, and it got so hot that they were like melting on top of each other.
Yes.
So instead of a lozenge, it was like a depression or something. But I only had one person not be really excited about a Jolly Rancher also. And I've handed out, I did the math yesterday, 6,500. With this next regiment, I'll break 7,000.
Nice.
Wow.
But it's mostly the Panther team, but then of course all our folks as well.
You warm our hearts with the Jolly Ranchers that you give us, sir.
It's motivation in a very small package.
It very is. Very
All right, you guys ready to move on? Do something a little more interesting? I like that. I like that a lot.
Very very too.
It's Carolina Reaper,
Carolina,
but
so.
yeah, that black garlic really comes out.
Yeah, it sneaks up on you. I didn't taste it at first, but now it's starting to hit the tongue.
Good. So, in that case, then, Sergeant Banfield,
Yeah.
you've made what I would call a highly questionable fashion choice. With that thing that's on your upper lip. What is the best and the worst part of having a fuzzy upper lip?
Well, keeping it within regs and then not pushing the limits of questionable appearances of the mustache, which I got several subtle hints. And then Major Snow, thank you for just coming out and saying it very plainly. But that night, I immediately went back and I was like, gotta go start from scratch, and then bring it out a little bit. So.
I'm talking when you had those shorts, it's just barely couldn't pass through.
Yeah, and I don't know why people couldn't say, "Hey, nice Charlie Chaplin." I'd be like, "Yo, cool," but that one guy, he just ruined it for everybody.
Have you found food in your mustache at all? Has it caused any issues?
Not yet, sir. I find myself when it gets really long, I'll take a drink of something and then I'll have that get the moisture from the bottom of the mustache. But
we did Movember one year when I was deployed, and the whole battalion, the leadership all decided we'd do this, and my wife wouldn't even look at my face when we would video chat. She's like, I don't put that away. I don't want to see that.
Right? Yeah.
It looked pretty horrible. I'll show you the picture. It'll go in the video. It's horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put a warning up front.
Yeah. We had the same kind of thing going on in one deployment. Everybody in the company was just growing out mustaches that could grow out mustaches. And as soon as I got back from the deployment, my wife visited me when I was in quarantine, 20 feet away from each other. And she goes, "Oh, that's coming off." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "That mustache." I'm like, "Okay."
She's the boss.
Yeah, household 6.
So Sergeant Embler, How do you guys maintain the morale of the cadre? And what do you think, besides Starburst and Jolly Ranchers, has the best positive impact on like how people are feeling?
The selfie. No, I'm just kidding. So we actually have a couple of lieutenants that were cadets here last summer in our regiment. I think every platoon has one.
Yeah.
And they're probably the ones that are getting the most down on it. You know, they just did this a year ago, and now they're back out here sucking it up again for another year before they go on to their bullets. So those have been the ones we really kind of focus on. But just really that mentorship from a senior leader to that junior leader coming up and learning things has been probably the driving force. Also, I'm 48 years old. If they can't keep up with me, it makes them feel bad about themselves, so I think they just add a lot of that.
Shame and peer pressure.
Yeah. Can't let the old guy.
Keep that morale up. No, that's good. I will say, we had 22 lieutenants as part of Team Panther. Most are taken off in about a week and a half, but the 2 months they got here, we invested very heavily in them. We did an LPD every single regiment. They got the great opportunity to talk to senior leaders and to see 100 iterations of platoon operations.
Yeah.
That's invaluable.
Yeah.
So they're going to go out to the force in Bullock very well prepared. So, hey, if you're thinking about it next summer, come on out. Come to Panther. Should be here the first half again. Should be a good time.
Another way we did things seriously, we also had a PTO off day, about every 4 days.
Absolutely. Philip.
Gotta recover.
Yep. Yeah, you need that day. Today is my day. My team is out there getting hot and heavy on cards and evaluations, and they're like, "Hey, take the day." Because of obviously the show, I let them know about the show, and I was like,
"Oh, really?"
Yeah. I was like, "Hey, I got to do this, gentlemen."
Hello.
So, yeah. Hey, shout out to Captain Finley, Captain Rodriguez, and Lieutenant Falks.
Well, then, open question. Looking at the summer, what's the coolest or hardest thing you've seen a cadet overcome, and how do you think they did it?
So I have one cadet actually who has had a really hard time standing up. She's a small cadet, and we found out that her ruck that she's been carrying around is about 80 pounds.
It's a lot of weight.
She has had many falls and a hip injury, and her drive has just been that she just wants to be back here next summer.
Yeah.
But mostly we rely on each other, kind of give each other, pushing each other.
Build a team. I'll go out and do this kind of stump speech, especially when, I always wait until the second day of Panther because they're wet, they're dirty, they're tired, and I ask them, "Are you finding this challenging?" And they say yes, and I'm like, "Good, because this should be hard, and this should be hard because you work years of your life to get here, and it should be hard because this is where we assess whether or not we can trust you with America's most precious resource, her sons and daughters. So be a good teammate, be the leader you want to follow, be the follower you want to lead." And I think every time I've done that, most of the cadets who were there were like, "You know what? It's going to be all right." And then Jolly Rancher stuff. Well, why don't we jump up? Now, I have had this one. It's the only one I have had.
You're gonna
That's
cleanse,
all right.
He's just cleansing the
That's all
palate.
right.
Cleansing the palate and getting the budget.
This is a bourbon barrel aged one. It's really good. Shout out to Captain Pat Hart, former 141S1, who was here. He's at NC State, and he bought me this sauce. So thanks, Pat. I appreciate you, buddy.
That was good.
That's why the bottle's mostly empty at this point. Everybody appreciated it.
Really good. I think it's the best one we've had so far, sir.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Good flavor.
All right, now, so remember, you're going back to meet like 120 to 150 new cadets. What is your focus when you get back into the classroom with this whole new team? And I'll see them on the 9th.
So, obviously, I'll be there on the 9th as well, sir. My primary focus will be getting them first on that introduction to the Army as fast as we can, so we can get right into tactics. Like I said before, I think getting them that basic as MS1 so they can develop it and get more expertise in MS2 will set them up more successful for MS3 years to be actually develop his leadership skills instead of focusing on tactics. So.
Yeah. Good. Make it a little easier on me and That'd be great.
That's not good.
I mean, the handoff, right?
Right.
How we set conditions for the next set is very important. I don't remember who said this, but the first time I heard it, it just was burned into my brain. Your solutions are someone else's problem.
Yes.
So try to give them the best possible version of that problem.
I know for a lot of R3s that we have here now that are moving on to B4s, I've ran into a lot of them, and they always run out of the woodwork like, oh, sure, Banfield. I'm like, hey, what's going on, y'all? But the one question I asked them was like, how was last year's preparation for CST? And they said it was good. All right, we were giving them the tools that they needed to be successful and to stand out. So like every single one of them I talked to has given me the same answer. And like the direction that we're going with the threes is definitely the right one.
Well, and we can definitely make it better, but
Yeah.
our cadets are crushing it. You look at the statistics; they're doing a great job. We had the highest ACFT average of any senior military college. Just saying, with one of the largest populations too, doing a great job. So, good stuff. Now, we are back in an era of great power competition.
Yes.
If you haven't done E3B in a while, vehicle identification is part of ESB.
Ooh.
And I'm just saying, there'll probably be an EIB eventually. So in the spirit of understanding our enemy,
Oh no.
I've got some cards from the TRADOC G2 Worldwide Equipment Identification Guide. What I'd like you to do is see if you can identify what the platform is and what its function is.
Okay.
If you know what it is, call it out. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to make it a little tricky. There we go.
It's Soviet aircraft, right? Oh my gosh, we had it plastered on
Russian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It is
Russian. We had them on our stalls in our bathrooms at my last
We
unit.
did.
And like,
We did too.
here we go. I don't know the nomenclature, but I know it's something that Russia uses as
Okay.
one of their platforms.
No.
Yes, it does.
I know what you're thinking of. This is called the Mi-28, the Alligator. It's their attack aviation platform. And the Russian approach to employing attack aviation is a little different from how we do it. They think of both their joint fires, rotary and fixed wing fires, as more like vertical artillery, and that goes all the way back to they kind of stole that from the German Third Reich, and that the smarter theorists, a lot of the Soviet theorists pulled that in, so it's made its way back into the Russian military doctrine. But yeah, the Alligator.
Alligator, huh?
All right.
Are you gonna show us some American aircraft service? I know that.
There we go. What is this?
Those are T-72. Got some tank over there.
Getting close.
T-70.
No. Nope.
This is the Chinese NBT 2000. This is their newest main battle tank. Looks remarkably similar to the Abrams, don't you think?
Very
Kind of
much so.
interesting, but it's a very capable platform.
It's got a different turret on it, doesn't
Got
it?
a large portion of the tank.
Yeah. And it has a 125 millimeter cannon.
Okay. What ours is what, a 120?
Now we have the 125 as well.
125.
We used to have the 120 smoothbore and then
Yeah.
120 rifled, and then now all of our Abrams are the 125 as well.
Okay.
All right. Now, I'll let you guys figure this one out.
Oh, it's a Paladin platform for I don't know.
I mean, that's the Russian one.
Yeah.
Yes. Come up to this.
I'm trying to cover up the name.
I know.
I don't know what
It's definitely a 150 mode.
So that is the 2S3. It's the primary self-propelled howitzer
Yeah.
that the Russians use.
Okay.
And it is a 152. It's interesting. They're always a couple millimeters different from us. I don't know why. Like they have the 122 mortar, I believe. Of course,
So-
ours is the 120.
Yeah, so they have a 122 millimeter mortar and the 82 millimeter.
Yeah, that's right.
1 millimeter bigger than ours.
To the
They
81.
fire around 3.5 times.
Yep.
Now you'll know exactly what this is. Which is
It's I know it's a multi
Multi-rocket launcher.
rocket launcher.
Yep.
I think those one of the ones that we've been blowing
Wait,
up.
Chinese or Russian?
It's
Chinese.
Russian.
That. Yeah, it's so hard to tell, right? Because they have a lot of the same shared technical characteristics. This is the 90 Bravo. I'm dropping cards all over the place. Chinese MLRS.
Take a 5-minute break so we can get study first.
I got to tell.
Like we're getting some of the countries right, just not the the nomenclature of the platform.
We're gonna do one more.
We got to get this.
This will be interesting. One more of each country. that is. Bullpup style.
Yeah, bullpup style. I'm gonna say it's Russian. What is it, Chinese?
The Type 95 Chinese bullpup rifle. Standard carry for the PLA infantry forces.
Okay.
Really a big,
Yes, they have, which is one of the reasons why we're doing this. Absolutely. All right, now here's one. I bet you get this one.
That's a Humvee. It's Russian platform.
No, it's not. It's the other one.
Oh, no. It's not their attack helicopter. It's their personnel carrier, I think. Isn't
That
it?
is the hip.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's the one I'm thinking about.
Now, you can put guns on it.
Yeah.
Of course, the hind is a little bigger than this, then it has
The winglets.
the old
huge
Rambo, wings
Yeah.
with all the stuff on it. Now, Sergeant Embler,
Yes,
face paint and personal camouflage are essential tools to not being seen
Absolutely.
and staying tactical. What are your best tips to someone about how to camouflage themselves and especially to apply face paint?
Well, we can always go with the face paint portion of it. Go with the doctrine, darks on the highlighted or higher portions, lights on the dark lower portions. But anything that breaks up the general structure of the face will camouflage the appearance of it. As far as camouflage, your equipment in your position, the standard got to be the same type of stuff that's in your environment. Natural is better, and don't pull from the front, pull from the rear.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should jump up before we do the next question. What do you say?
Yeah.
This is Chairman Meow's Revenge.
Meow.
Haven't had it?
Yeah, why
Hopefully
not
it's
very
delightful.
good, you know?
They won that?
Luck of the draw.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not getting a lot from that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah? All right, well, Chairman Meow, not very impressive. So when you think about face paint, my face always itches. I feel like there's stuff crawling all over it.
Yeah.
How do you balance comfort with concealment?
So as to not wipe all of the face paint off, just poke and roll. Don't be like, oh my gosh, just like poke it and kind of like roll it, and it won't wipe as much of the face paint away.
Yeah.
But or just like kind of like poke it with a nail. It'll kind of get that itchy sensation away, but like it's back like 10 minutes later. And you're like, God.
Yep.
So I'm like constantly. You see me poking my face, it's because the face paint is itchy.
So my solution is just stoic. Just embrace the suck and exist. It's like doing the plank. Just exist.
Just exists.
That was my catchphrase.
Just exist?
No,
Embrace.
embrace the sun.
No, nice.
I was telling so like during the rain this morning, we had to go from our patrol base to the LPA at Densberger, which is a kilometer and a half.
Yep.
So like we're all soaked, we're all wet, we're trying to wear as much rain gear as we can, and
That was the first mistake. Don't
Yeah,
even
I
bother.
was going to say.
oh, yeah,
Skin's waterproof.
the true to a point, and then it starts falling apart if you leave it too immersed. But no, I looked around and you see some poopy faces, and it's like, hey, everybody, you got to embrace the suck together. It's like, I'm here with you, let's do it, right? And just trying to pump them up, motivate them and everything. They actually started singing Cadets on the way to Densberger.
Well, here we are at historic Fort Knox, home to Recruiting Command, home to Cadet Command, used to be home to the Armor School, also 5th Corps Headquarters rear. We've hosted about 10,000 cadets, 6,000 support personnel here throughout the course of the summer. If you had a magic wand, what would you wave it and change?
Not be so hot. Those first 3 days in Wolverine, like I kid you not, sir, I was completely soaked. It looked like I jumped into a pool and like jumped out, and that's how wet I was with how much I was.
When it was really hot, like while you were in Wolverine, I walk outside and I felt like I was swimming in a hot tub, just
I'm glad I wasn't in the jacuzzi.
standing outside because it was so humid and super hot. But yeah, absolutely.
It got to a point though. One night I stayed out there. I threw up my hammock and I didn't even want to cover up. I was like, screw it, let the bugs eat me. I'm too hot. I'm just gonna lay here. And I laid there with no covers on at all and slept completely fine with not being covered up. So, yeah.
How about you, sir?
I'm going one a little better.
You were stationed here
Yes, I was.
many moons ago.
Yeah.
And you've actually operated and worked inside the facility that's near the main gate that people are always interested in.
Yes, I have. I mean, here, heat's okay. I can deal with the heat. It's the humidity and no wind to go with it.
Okay, yeah.
If we could just get rid of humidity and add a little wind,
Yeah.
even a slight breeze would be okay.
I would keep Brandenburg Gate open 24/7.
Absolutely. That
That's
gate
what I
needs to
would
be
do.
open.
Make my life
I don't
fun.
understand why it's not.
I was 14 years old when you were here. Sorry, not to make you feel old or anything,
No,
Well, I hope you didn't hurt your knife with his back. All right, here we go. Now, never try this. Elijah's Extreme Regret, Screaming Hot Scorpion Carolina Reaper Hot Sauce. In the grand tradition
but yeah.
of the last dab. You don't have to put it on, but you're all veterans of the last dab. I don't imagine you're going to be
Don't be
intimidated by
gentle, sir.
Elijah.
Don't be intimidated by Elijah.
Add whatever you want.
Yeah? How much?
Yeah, I got
Here.
full
Double hua.
Yeah.
Hey,
There's
come on out.
some
Here we
more
go.
on there.
Full hook.
There you go. Oh my
We're just gonna
goodness.
coat it.
Okay,
We're
yes.
gonna die right
Hey,
now.
hey, the same or more. All right, I can't let you one up.
All right.
All right, gents. Well played. Respect. CST23 in the books.
This is the only one that had me worried. Just because of the name.
Got to place that weapon system on safe.
Oh.
Now, Sergeant Embler, as Extreme Regret fills our mouths and our stomachs and our throats with pain, you first entered the Army when its motto was, be all that you can be.
Yes, sir.
We've gone through a couple iterations, and we're back to something very similar. Be all you can be. What do you think that means to your fellow soldiers? And how should cadets think about it?
Well, hopefully they take it the same meaning, same idea. Like, you have to go 100% all the time. That means in all aspects, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and learning, getting your books. I think going off of doctrine and learning what actual doctrine says is the key factor to it all. It's really high. Give me 1 second. But I think because out here, that's all we've done was focus on doctrine.
Yeah, doctrine is our best guess at what the right solution is, right?
Yeah.
If you got nothing else, start there, and you're probably pretty close.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Doctrine is the basis for everything that we teach and learn and apply, right? But like everything after that, you can build upon, doctrine. It's just that baseline. But like you have to start at the baseline.
If you don't know you're deviating from doctrine,
Yep.
you're untethered.
Yep.
But if you knowingly deviate, that's a completely different risk decision.
Absolutely.
So, Sergeant Banfield, 2 of your kids, your 2 awesome kiddos, were present the last time we did this. To this camera, and this camera only, because we only had, a small budget for this shoot today.
No worries.
What do you think they think about your daughter's infamous "gotta go hotter" quip that you rephrase and we've used at the end of every video? Does she even know?
I don't think they've watched many of the shows, but I've showed the family a couple, and like I always try and make them watch the end where the credits are going and it's like gotta go hotter.
Gotta go hotter.
So like I was like that's me. I'm famous, right? I'm on I'm in every video, somewhat. But I don't know. I don't think she's really thought about it.
I mean, she started
Yeah.
a whole thing.
Right? She's like, gotta go hotter. I was like, yeah, all right, okay, cool.
Right on. So, remember, what do you think Miss Jessica, Force of Nature, Embler, and the crew are going to think about your appearance on today's show?
Oh, my son's gonna love it. He's probably gonna ask me about what some of them taste like. Yeah, no, it's a little warm, a little extra too much on there.
Self-aid buddy aid. Good job.
Right.
So he's probably gonna want to try some of these. I feel like he's probably gonna want that one and that one, but he's gonna know.
Yeah.
It has a very strong capsaicin taste. So
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like me. He likes the flavor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Like I said, hadn't tried those. Flavor on that. not a lot of flavor, frankly. It's just a lot of heat.
It's not, it's just not hot enough.
So better than the bomb.
Yeah, it was better than the bomb.
Yeah, it's a little bit better flavor, but it still packs a pretty big punch. Like my tongue is still very tingly. But when we get back, sir, your sauce, Ground Zero, is waiting for you.
Yes. Dun dun dun.
But one I will probably not try it with you, just because the other one that you have is okay. Fine. You challenge me, I have to step up to the plate, but it's not going to be fun because the other one isn't fun either.
So the end of semester showdown will be both the bombs and all 3 lab dabs.
It's gonna
maybe we'll do that for Halloween. Just scare ourselves.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Feel a little trepidation in my heart. Well, gentlemen, you made it all the way to the end of our tactical edition of Torched Ones.
Yeah.
Tell the people what you got going on in your life.
Living in the moment, teaching cadets, trying to build their knowledge base and send them back to their programs with cool stories to tell, and just get back after classes whenever we get back, and preparing the next group of MS3s to come back next summer. So be prepared.
I'm in the process of closing out CST now. I'll be back in about 5 days, and it's time to get back to getting the classes done and the home remodel.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. Stay frosty. Be all you can be are not just words we say. It's what we do. River Forge. Boom.
Gotta go harder.